Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pitchside Podcast channel, and I'm coming to you straight after the Tottenham vs Arsenal game that just ended. A 2-0 victory for Tottenham Hotspur, sealing the deal on another North London derby victory, and I'm coming to you with a breakdown, of course, quickly of what happened in that game. In fact, Arsenal started better, pressing but not creating any good chances, really starting the first 10 minutes, playing well in terms of possessing the ball but not creating much chances, but they were caught on the first time that Tottenham, found any space on the counter. The Son Kane connection working wonders once again on the counter. Sumptuous finish from Son after an assist from Kane against the run of play, really. After Arsenal started the game possessing and playing really high. Arsenal were too diagonal, I thought, in the game. They showed little efficiency and movement despite the possession. Tottenham caught them once again on the counter late on in the first half, right at the stroke of half-time, after a giveaway in the midfield, and Tottenham fired themselves 3-on-2 in the defence of Arsenal. Son setting up Kane this time for the second goal right at the stroke of half-time. In a first half that was all about the smash and grab for Mourinho's side. Good start in the second half from Arsenal. Slightly more penetrative than the first half, but still with no real end product, as Aubameyang and Lacazette kept disappearing and being disappointment, particularly Aubameyang, really. I mean, the amount of times, I bet you if you want any feed of commentary watching that game, I bet you can count how many times Aubameyang was mentioned on your fingers, really. It was a handful of times Aubameyang really was affecting the game, if affecting at all. Tottenham was satisfying, sitting really deep, frustrating Arsenal. Very physical game from Tottenham's midfielder. Højbjerg had a tremendous defensive game and tremendous physical game, just barging into Arsenal players, not letting them play the ball properly. By the time the hour mark was reached, Arsenal starting creating more chances, start slightly, really, not much but slightly, mounting more pressure, wiping all sorts of crosses and diagonal balls into the box, but really to no avail. Dani Ceballos, the change late in the first half, of course, coming in for a not at 100% Thomas Partey, who didn't really set the tone for the game, didn't play really well, despite, I think, all commentators and all pundits focusing on him returning and how important could that be for Arsenal. But in the end, he was not at his best, and he was really leggy by the end of the first half, so he was substituted by Dani Ceballos, who made the game more effective, made Arsenal midfield more dynamic. Their attacks give them an aspect that Granit Xhaka certainly wasn't given them, but that unfortunately came at the expense of a player that I really like in Thomas Partey. Tottenham made defensive substitutions from the other end, of course, looking to manage the game, looking to settle and seal the deal for the victory. Came in with Ben Davies for Giovanni Lo Celso, really practically playing with 5 defenders. By the end of the game, they were really playing with 6 defenders, pretty much. Crowding. I mean, I'm not saying 6 players focus. I mean, there's a difference. 6 defenders, 6 proper defenders, 4 centre-halves, with Brodon coming in very late, 4 proper centre-halves, if you can count Eric Dyer now as a full-on centre-back, and Reguilon and Serge Aurier being the full-backs or the wing-backs or what have you. They sat even deeper in the late stages of the game, inviting the pressure from Arsenal, playing pretty much with 8 players on the edge of the box, but Arsenal weren't doing a lot. Most players were playing really wide, really diagonal, no quick movement, rogue drill, intersections. This is the kind of game where they miss someone like Pepe, who can bring that speed, bring that pace, bring some effect. The only player who gave them any sort of pace or livelihood was Saka, probably the best player from Arsenal, being very positive about the ball, driving forward every time he was on it, as Spurs took every chance to break the game and hold their momentum by free kicks, cynical fouls, what have you, substitutions. They tried to take every trick in the book to make the game even harder for Arsenal. The game, as more the game went on, the more it was clear that Tottenham are not going to be squandering the lead. They're not going to be missing on a big win here. They kept defending, they kept sitting deep, inviting more pressure, more crosses from Arsenal, but to no avail really. They were happy with their opponents rolling the ball around without any danger, not finding any real solutions for the game. Big win for Tottenham. They continue their good run. It seems like they are the best team in the Premier League, at least, probably in the world at the moment, and doing a lot from nothing, from pretty much nothing, from thin air. They create chances and they score goals. Two brilliant goals from, say, Son and Kane, the connection doing wonders once again. They didn't have any attempt really at the second half. Aside from the two goals, really, they didn't do much. But again, this was Mourinho, not pleasant, not enjoyable to watch, but still, you have to respect them. I love it for it. London is blue. That is the conclusion of this derby. I would say Arsenal are really trailing and languishing in the lower half of the table. I think they need to do more if they need to get their season back on track and think about any decent ending to that season. Boy, there's some work needed in the Gunners' castle. For Tottenham, they continue racking up the win, they continue racking up the momentum. Probably mounting a serious challenge for the title. They are certainly top of the table now. Before the Liverpool versus Wolves game, as I'm recording this, if Liverpool win, they go joint top of the table with them as well. That was all for the Tottenham Arsenal game. Important win for Tottenham. London is blue. The Son and Kane connection is working just fine. It's everything you need if you are a Spurs fan. That was it. Like, comment, share the video, subscribe to the channel, of course, for more. We're going to be talking about this game, certainly in the tomorrow edition of the podcast. Until then, I was your boy, the HOD of the PSP, and goodbye.